Hello everyone, Sheila back again, welcome to my channel. I'm busy knitting the collar. I've only got a few more rows to do. I'm doing the collar till it measures 2¾ inches. I'm not sure actually what it measures. I better measure it in case I've got more than what I need. The whole of my stitches. So it's 2¼ inches. I've got about another ½ inch to do. And then all I have to do is cast the stitches off and sew it up and put the buttons on. But I think as soon as I finish knitting this collar, I think I'll start straight away onto the 24 inch and I can sew them up afterwards, because that's the only size I have left to do for the pattern. And when I do that, I can maybe just knit the back and then I can knit one of the sides and one of the sleeves, and I can work the rest of the pattern out from that. And then I'll be able to get the pattern, the PDF and the pattern out. After I write it all out, type it all out on my computer and do what I have to do to sort it out. And then I'll probably finish off the sewing up for these, because I'll want to take photographs to put on the pattern for what I have left, because I have sold some of these that I've done. I've sold them and I haven't taken photos. But I've got some photos I can probably work out for the different, because some of them have just a round neck and some will have collars on, and some is a little beanie hat, and there's a couple I'm going to do little bonnets for as well, for the little girl ones. So there's not much more, and I really enjoyed knitting with this thinner. It's funny, but I put the pieces, I was thinking it was 4-ply because it feels so fine actually. But I put the pieces down flat. Before I've stitched them up, I put the back and then I put the two fronts on, and I measured it across. And it practically measured 12 inches across, which is the size you want for it is a 22, so you want it to measure nearly 24 inches. That gives a little bit extra room for, and that was what it is. So it's still, even though it feels very fine and that, it's still knitting up, the measurements are still coming out the same as a 22 inch. So it's double knitting. Must just be like an optical illusion sort of thing, you know. But anyway, I was at my bingo last night, and when we go to bingo, our friends on the table next to us, Molly and Anne, they're always in before us. I don't think there's been any week when we've been going when they weren't in before us, except on the Christmas Eve afternoon and the New Year's Eve afternoon. We were in first, and we tried to keep the table for Molly and Anne. We succeeded on the Christmas, on the New Year's Eve afternoon, but we couldn't on the Christmas Eve afternoon. But anyway, they are always in of a night time, a Thursday night, they're always in before us, and they put things on our table to make sure nobody sits there. And we would do the same if we were in first, but we were never in first. But last night, we walked into the room and Molly and Anne weren't there, but there was a strange lady sitting at their table. You know, well, it's just daggers at that lady. She was a stranger as well. We'd never seen her in the place before, so she sat down. But we got all our stuff and tickets and everything and sat down, and but I'm saying we were worried because Molly and Anne didn't come in. I'm going to stop the video and there'll be a little picture of Molly and Anne come up. So me and my friend Anne were worried about Molly and Anne, because Molly is in her 90s and Anne is in her 80s, or, you know, a little bit older than us, so we were worried. and wish that they were on Facebook, or even have had their phone number. We could text them to make sure, they were okay, because we don't know why they came in and they didn't come in, and it was very unusual. But I know that Anne's husband usually brings them in the car. So unless maybe he wasn't feeling too well, so we couldn't drive them in, because he would be in his 80s as well. And we know that Molly's husband has dementia, but he's still living at home with Molly. So he would be in his 90s as well, more than likely, if Molly's in her 90s. But anyway, we were just worried because we didn't know why, and we were asking around, because a lot of people know each other in there, and if anybody knew that lived near Molly and Anne and that, but nobody lived that close, so nobody knew why they weren't in. But anyway, this lady next, everybody was given a dagger. But I mean, it didn't matter, because Molly and Anne weren't in anyway. But anyway, I did talk to that lady a little bit later on, and because she said to me, she says, people are giving me funny looks. And I explained to her why. I says, because you're sitting in Molly and Anne's table. I says, two ladies that come in every week. I says, and they always sit there. And she, I didn't realise that. She says, I've never been here before. She says, my friend told me, why don't you come? So she says, I come, but she's not here. I haven't seen her. I says, maybe she's not in yet. But anyway, that lady's friend did come in. It was a few minutes later she seen her, so she got up off the table and went and sat with her friend. So that's all. Maybe sometimes it's better just to speak to somebody and explain to them why you're getting dirty looks. But anyway, I had a good night at the bingo. I won a line. It was only a £5 line, but me and my friend had £2.50 each. And then my friend won a line, but she also had to share it because somebody else shouted at the same time. So we had half a £5 to share, so we had £1.25 each. And then on the first book of games that we play, there's 6 games in. On the last game, we pay £1 for a ticket that has the last number. You get 2 numbers in this ticket, and if anyone calls house on one of those numbers, you win the money. That you get this £30 in the pot for that. But my friend Anne had the number, so that was £30. We had another £15 each, so it actually more or less covered our night, what I had spent that night. So that was quite a good night, and I have been messing on with this camcorder again. A lady, this is something I'd noticed myself, but a lady called Hayley, she told me in a comment about there was flickering on the video. And I had noticed this myself when I was doing the videos, and I was thinking to myself, I'll have to see if I can sort out that flickering. So I went into my computer. I didn't know whether it's my computer or whether it's the camcorder, because the camcorder is recording straight into my computer. So I went into the workings of the video and everything on my computer, and I have the choice of 50 Hertz or 60 Hertz. And I have it set on 60 Hertz because 60 Hertz is supposed to reduce flickering, but it didn't seem to be reducing flickering. So I've been doing 1 or 2 little tests, and I thought I'll try it on 50 Hertz. And there was still flickering a bit, but it didn't seem to be as much on 50 Hertz. So I say for 60 Hertz, reducing the flickering, it's not working. So I set it at 50 Hertz, and then I thought I'm going to check the quality, because it is a 4K camera, and 4K is a very high resolution. It means a very high quality. You can go very high quality on it. So I checked it and I thought maybe I have the resolution too high. So I reduced the resolution to what I used to record everything on my tablet and on the 720p. That's what I record everything on my tablet. No higher than that, because that's as high as my computer goes. So I reduced that down on the camcorder, and another thing is everything seems to be made for the American market, because in this country, when you have films and things, the frame rate for your television and everything is 25 frames per second. In the United States, it's 30 frames per second, and everything, this camera I have is set at 30. The lowest I can go down to frames per second, a little higher, but the lowest I can get down to is 30. And I think it was set on 60. And that means the video is slower. Not noticeable, but is slower because there's more frames per second. Put it that way. So I reduced that down to 30 frames per second. It doesn't go down to 25, which is what the UK uses. That is the PAL system, what's called the PAL system in the United Kingdom. So we have to have the United States system, the 30 frames per second. So I've changed that as well, and I am trying, because when I did a video and when I put my videos up on converter on my computer, sometimes I add other little bits, like I added a bit for a slideshow yesterday, but when the slideshow finished and I started the video again, I did another bit of me talking again. My lips were out of sync with what I was saying. So I'm hoping it's fixed that as well, but I'll find out when I stop this video and put it through the converter, because I have just a small little bit I've added to show the picture of our friends at the bingo, Molly and Anne. So I added that little bit just purposely to see whether it would affect the lip sync on it. So anyway, that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another day. So bye for now.